Hey guys, welcome to the Tire Series 7 day reviewing this, which is the DC Multiverse Batman, part of the Merciless wave. So really cool, really blessed to pick this up. And yeah, we got a nice clear view of Batman in packaging there. We have DC Multiverse, and yeah, this is pretty cool looking. We have Dark Knight's Metal written on top. We got the Mcfarlane logo. I actually went to Target to find Negative Spider-Man, and I ended up coming out with this. I did end up finding the Negative Spider-Man, but I was deciding between this and Negative Spider-Man. And the more I kept looking at them, and this is really the first time this ever actually happened with me with DC or Marvel or really any action figure in general, I just kept looking at this sculpt. I was like, man, this thing is so impressive. And don't get me wrong, I like Marvel Legends, I like Negative Spider-Man, I think it's a cool figure, but that figure is just kind of more of a repaint, so I ultimately chose to go with this one because, you know, it's just a totally brand new sculpt, and it just looks so good. And I don't know, like, it might be a different story out of packaging, but just in box here, to me, this thing looks so cool looking. And then we have Dark Knight's Metal on this side. We have Batman from Dark Knight's Metal written here. On this side, we have some artwork of the Batman this is based on, and then we have the other characters in the wave. And let's open this up. Now, like most Mcfarlane action figures, we get this kind of display base here, and to be honest, they're pretty basic, but I do like them. I don't use them all the time, but they can be handy, so I like that they include those. And you also get the trading card, which is pretty cool, and as you can see, it's the artwork of Batman on there, and I'm trying to kind of like dim it a little bit, because I put mine in these plastic sleeves, and it creates a glare. But it is pretty nice artwork. And then on the back here, we have a bio for Batman. And, yeah, and it tells you which comic this is supposed to be from. And let's look at this. So, I really like this. To be honest, I know some people have complained about the face, but it's kind of growing on me. Yeah, it's a weird expression, but the overall design of the cowl and the face, I really like that. I also like how there's kind of like an angle, kind of like right in the center of his face where his nose is and everything, and his eyes are kind of like bent in like they're angry, and it's pretty cool looking. The bat ears themselves are pretty unique too. And then he's got this yellow emblem and black and yellow emblem. And I'm going to be honest, this is probably one of my favorite Batman emblems because it combines the more modern bat with the yellow of the classic kind of like black and yellow. So I really like that. I'm going to be honest, it's something I like. That's just like something I like generally with the comics, not really something it has to do exclusively with this, but it is something I do like. And you'll notice his suit is gray, but it has darker shades of gray mixed in throughout the suit. It's also got some cuts on it like it's seen war. And I think that's pretty cool. I also like the bat belt, how it's like black and yellow, like the emblem. I just think that's pretty cool looking. And I think the gloves are pretty neat too. And they have a little bit of a texture going on them and around them, and you can see the little bat wings there, so that's pretty cool. And then moving down again, he has some more cuts like on his thigh there, and you can see like on the inside and like how the suit kind of moves around. In some areas it's darker gray than others, and then again the boots also have like a little bit of texturing, very similar to the gloves there. And then on the back here we have his cape. Now I can see where some people are upset with the cape because the cape is kind of in one pose, but to be honest, I don't think it's that bad of an issue. I know some people really don't like this, but overall I think this cape is actually pretty okay looking, and I think it's pretty good. I always like rubber capes over cloth capes, but that's just my personal opinion, and most people feel that cloth capes are better, and if you like cloth capes better, that's fine too. I just kind of prefer the rubber capes or plasticky capes. And then you can see there's also some little bits of cuts in it too on the side. So in terms of detail, very, very well detailed. Very, very cool. And for accessories, you do get these two axes that he's wielding in the comics, and they're different. This one's weirdly shaped. I'm not really sure how much of a role in the story these play, but they do look pretty cool. They have bandages on them as well. I'd take them out, but they're really hard to get back into his hands. So, yeah, I apologize for that. But yeah, let's go on to articulation. Alright, so starting off with the head. Now, this Batman's neck is weirdly articulated. He actually doesn't have a head articulation. Instead, this piece moves down. I believe it can rotate 360, but with mine it doesn't want to turn. I don't want to force it. But his neck joint is actually in the neck, which is kind of weird, but cool. The arms have 360 degrees rotation. They're a little bit hindered by the cape, but he does have butterfly joints as well. He has 360 there, and double joint elbows, which are nice. He has the hinge joints, the ball hinge. And I will say something I like is, with this particular figure, the way his arms are molded, you can't see the ball hinge, and I like that. Because the ball hinge, like, I don't mind them, but to be honest, they do look a little weird, so I like when they try to cover them up. And then his torso does move down and backwards, and he can go side to side, and I believe rotate as well. And the legs look forwards, backwards, and outwards. You have double jointed knees, which are nice. The feet rotate as well, and again, you can still see the ball on this one, but it's kind of hard to see, and I like that. The feet move up and down, and then he's also got the toe articulation, which I think is pretty cool. So in terms of articulation, this Batman is pretty much on par with everything we've seen with McFarlane, aside from the new neck joint that's a little different. But at the end of the day, it is more or less the same thing, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to be 100% on. And more and more, the more I look at this thing, I feel the quality on this is really, really good. Like, I really like this Batman figure. I'm going to be 100% honest. I know that he's been making a lot of Batman figures. I know there's a lot of complaints about that, and I do agree there has been too many Batmans in the line. But, you know, if they're making them like this, I really don't mind it. Because, like, if this was Mattel, they would have taken, like, one Batman mold and made 6 Batmans from it. But Todd is, like, literally making different Batman molds for the different Batmans that he makes. And I really like this. I like this design for Batman. I think this is a pretty cool looking Batman. And, yeah, let's see it compared with some of the other characters out there. Here's a comparison with the Target exclusive Flashpoint Batman. As you can see, pretty cool together there. Here's a comparison with the Detective Comics 1000 Batman, and I'm going to be honest, between the two of these, I do feel the Detective Comics 1000 has a really nice sculpt, but I really like this new one a lot more, and I just think it genuinely looks better. Like, I'll be honest, for some reason, I don't really like this Batman as much. I like the blue variant of it, maybe because it fixed the emblem and made it like the classic emblem. And I do feel that this Batman over here is an accurate representation of what he's supposed to look like, but for whatever reason, I really kind of like this one more, and I think, in my opinion, this might be one of the best Batmans we've gotten from McFarlane yet, if not my personal favorite. But yeah. Here's a comparison with the Arkham Asylum video game Joker. Here's a comparison with the Infected Superman, also from this wave. And last, but certainly not least, here's a comparison with the Batman Who Laughs. So, overall, I think this Batman is pretty cool. I think they did a really nice job with it. Like I said, I've talked about that all throughout the video. I really like this. I like this design, I like this sculpt, and it might just be me, but I think this is a new level of quality for action figures and DC figures in this price range and scale, because I'm gonna be honest, I love Mattel, I love what Mattel made, but Mattel never made stuff as nice as this at the price that Mattel at McFarlane's putting it at, and I'm gonna say, I really love this. I love what he's doing with the line. It would be nice if they scaled back and gave us a couple of the other characters too, but overall, I just think this is a genuinely awesome figure, and I think in the price range too, like, this is really one of the best Batmans I've seen out there. And yeah, like I said, it's my personal opinion, but thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.